Um, JC, you're from North India. You're from Madhya Pradesh.
Yes.
What town were you born and
So I was
raised?
born in Polaha, which is a village. It's a very small village, maybe about 200 families. And we studied in Ratanpur, um, which is like halfway from Polaha to Bhopal.
Okay.
Okay, and then we moved to a small town called Mandideep, which is 5 kilometers from the village, and where a lot of factory workers work. So my family still stays in Mandideep, and I've stayed in Mandideep for almost 12 years before I came to Pune.
So you did your schooling and graduation, everything from
Bhopal.
Bhopal.
Yeah.
What college was that?
Technocrats Institute of Technology.
Okay. And what? What stream?
Software engineer.
Yeah, no.
IT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And when was this? What year?
So I graduated in 2008.
In 2008.
Yeah.
And your first job, or was it a placement to Pune?
So I got placed into 2 companies. One was Mastech and one was L&T Infotech.
Okay.
So then the first company I joined was in Pune, and then I got laid off. And then luckily, I went back to my hometown searching for jobs. And L&T at the time had deferred my joining by almost 1 year because of recession. And when I was like, all my hopes and dreams were shattered, one fine day I got a call from L&T Infotech. They're like, we are recruiting again, come back. So then I went to Mysore, and then my life changed again.
So tell us about all the companies that you worked in and what year.
So I started my career with Mastech. It was in Cerebrum Tech Park, Kalyani Nagar. Then I got relieved from the job.
Which year was this?
So 2008. So there's a different story. Basically, in 2008, we joined the company.
Mm-hmm.
I think September, October.
Mm-hmm.
We did our training, 2-3 months ka training. After that, they let go of most of the people. They asked me also to go, but I was like, please don't send me home. I don't want to go back. I want to work here. I'll work whatever you say, I'll do it. So they said, we can only pay you 4,000 rupees. So I continued for, I think, another 6 months here at a salary of about 4,000 rupees. After that, I went home.
This was in 2008?
2008, 2009.
Okay.
So after that, I went home. And for almost like a good 6 to 8 months, I was at home. Maybe more than that. I don't remember exactly, but I was at home and I was like trying to do some sort of post-graduation so I can become a professor in college or something like that. I wasn't really getting any jobs, man. It was very difficult. And at that time, nobody was hiring. So even back in Bhopal, I was applying for jobs. I was not getting a job worth 5,000 rupees. Very, very difficult. And then I started preparing for GMAT. And yeah, like I would come home, cry every single day, and like it was the worst feeling of my life.
Cry as in literally crying? Or?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Look, I studied. I got placed in companies, 2 companies, and now I don't have any jobs in my hand. Like, what else a guy is supposed to do? Like, he's supposed to work hard, get a job. I got a job, and then recession came and everything changed. I mean, none of that was my fault, right? So I was like, shit, this has to be like the worst, luck. And then, but what choice do you have? So still I'd wake up every day, go prepare for GMAT, try to move on, live on, and constantly looking for next thing. And then one fine day I got a call, and suddenly all of us, we started crying. My dad started crying, mom started crying, I started crying. We were all very emotional because at the time it felt like, yes, this village boy can finally move out and think of a career. I was the first guy in the software. I was the first software engineer in the whole family.
In the whole family?
Yeah, and also the first guy who actually moved out of MP.
Okay.
So it was very emotional. And then I finally did move out to Mysore and L&T Infotech. From there...
This was what year?
2009.
2009 only?
November 2009, very late 2009.
Okay.
So 2008 and 2009, this
was...
So
how much was the break? I mean, how many months?
Almost a year.
Almost a year?
No, from they fired me. So 2008, September I came to Pune. October, November, roughly around December they fired us. from
No, but
December.
you continued for 4 more
Yes,
months,
so
right?
from December, January, February, March, April, I guess I continued there, and then from April onwards I moved back home, and then I get a call in November for a December joining. So 15th of December or something was our joining in
Mysore,
something like that,
which is in L&T.
which is an LNT. December or January, I don't remember exactly, but it was around 2009.
What salary they offered you?
14,000.
14,000.
Yeah.
So this is in 2019.
2009.
9.
Yeah.
9, right?
9.
Yeah.
14,000.
14,000.
Yeah. It was good, decent.
It was recent.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Okay. And after that, you stayed in L&T for how long?
I stayed in LNT for 3 years. After that, I met my wife in Bangalore.
In 2012.
2012, I met my wife, and then we started seeing each other, and I got a job offer from IBM.
She was with IBM or she
no,
was with
she
L&T?
she was studying with in a college.
And how did you two meet?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. So Facebook is something which is very lucky platform for you,
very nice. Yeah.
because you met your wife there.
Yeah, I started
the
my
FITTR
company
started
there. Yes.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, Facebook has been a very big part of my life.
So you must be a blessing Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm going to personally thank him the day I meet him.
Sure.
I will.
Okay. Good. Okay. So 2012 is when you met
Yes,
your wife
my
and you started seeing each other.
Yeah. And then I moved from L&T to IBM. Salary got up like drastically. And then I think at that time I was getting about 30,000 in L&T, and IBM offered almost like 50,000 rupees a month.
Okay.
From then I stayed in IBM for about a year and then came back to Pune. Because when the opportunity came, I could not say no, because I always in my heart I always wanted to come to Pune. I also spent about 2 years in Mumbai in L&T. So L&T, we got trained in Mysore for 3 months. Then after that, I spent 2 years in L&T in Mumbai, and then 1 year in Bangalore, less than 1 year in Bangalore. And then in Bangalore, I was in IBM Manyata Tech Park.
Okay.
So at that time, it was like, almost like 40 kilometers with bike on one side and then other side. And I used to have rotational shifts every 2 weeks. So
Rotational as in morning, mid and evening shift.
Yes. So morning shift would start at 5, afternoon shifts would start at 2, and evening shifts would start at, I think, 7 or 8 something. So every 2 weeks the shift
were you
will
in
change.
some sort of KPO?
It was not KPO. It was so there's services delivery, shared services delivery.
Okay.
GTSD something, I don't remember. And so we run the shared services where we had like these large landscapes clients. So L'Oreal, Luxottica, so many of the clients, like international clients, and we were in SAP. So it's tricky, right? And very high profile clients, and also very sensitive. So you're there, and we'd have to, and because they work in US time, and some clients are in Europe time, so it's like 24/7, right? So every 2 weeks I'll change my shifts, and it was like very, very difficult because it was taking a toll on my health.
Right.
So when I got the offer from one of the companies in Pune, I came here. So again, a company called FITTR, very nice, small company, but very nice company, and they have largely business in Europe. So I was serving Casco and Rauta Casco. These are large retail clients in Europe. And then from there, I moved to Emphasis.
Emphasis.
I moved and I stayed in Emphasis for about 2 years before finally starting FITTR.
So Emphasis was your last job?
Yes.
In 2014, should we
2016.
16.
2016.
2016 was your last job in Emphasis.
Yes.
Okay. Should we call your town as a part of North India, or is it not?
It is not.
It is North India, right? So how difficult was it for you culturally to fit into, the western part of India? Was it difficult? Did you find any difference between?
Not at all.
Because at times when we speak to people who are from West India, we feel that there is some difference in terms of thinking. They're more open, they're more adaptive in terms of nature, whereas in North India it's the style, living style is a little different. So
yeah, so I found it better in comparison.
yeah, it is better.
Yeah.
I also agree with you. But was it still difficult for you to settle down here?
No. It was bliss. I always wanted to come out of my place. I always felt like I was not getting to where I wanted to in life, and so I always had that desire. See, again, FITTR happened out of an accident. But even if FITTR wouldn't have happened, you'd still have somebody who had a strong desire of doing something in life.
Right.
So ever since I was a kid, I had this very strong desire of doing something. Didn't know what it was or how it's going to shape out, but I was somebody who was like really, really stubborn and had this desire to do something amazing.
So your parents never stopped you for moving out permanently?
No, actually they never did. My parents were extremely supportive. They knew that if I had to do something, I'll have to move out of that place. Because, see, they grew up in small towns, having dreams of their own,
right,
of doing something amazing, and they have. My dad has done incredibly well for the background he came from, like literally from nothing, zero, to being able to move to a town, build his own house, send his kids to schools, colleges.
Yeah.
He's done tremendously well, because if you compare my dad with his cousins, his brothers are doing okay, because again my dad was there. But if you compare his progress to his cousins, my cousins are still in village farmers, or the guys who make samosa chaat on the corner street. They're literally my brothers. So my father has done extremely well, and he has done not well for just himself. He's done for his family.
Right.
He's done for his brothers, sisters. But see, in villages you have families so large. Like today, I have grandchildren.
You have?
I have grandchildren.
Okay.
Like, because the families are so big, my sister is. I have grandchildren, but in like distant relationship. So
right.
where my my niece is big enough, and she got married, and now she has children, right? So in our network, I'd have like 1,000 family members. It's crazy. But recently I went for my cousin's wedding 6 months back. Some of the pictures were from there, and easily 3,000 people showed up. And then everybody's family, right? Everybody is a family.
So that's what North India, I was talking about.
Yeah.
Big families.
And unfortunately, now everybody knows me and I don't know them. And everybody is a cousin, everybody is a brother, everybody is a sister. It's crazy, man.
So do you have that reach in those villages also? I mean, FITTR?
Some villages, yes. Like a lot of people know, and a lot of villages, like in Rajasthan, FITTR is there. In villages, in Odisha we are there. In West Bengal we are there. Some of the places, even down south, we are there. So we do have a lot of reach in villages. I'm not sure about how much, what kind of villages we are talking about. Like my village is too small, but they know about FITTR because they know me. But they don't know FITTR as in, because they don't know mobile phones, or they don't know how to use an app.
Yeah. So while we're discussing about your family, tell us about your father. What is he into? I'm assuming he's not doing his own business, because you said that you're the first person in the family who started.
Like he does a lot of stuff. Technically he does business, but he's not like a businessman. Okay, so he's by profession, he's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
He did law, but he never did it because his father got an early demise when he was just 18 years old. And so he had entire family's responsibility, and he had like 6 sisters, 5 later on, and then 3 brothers. So he had responsibility to get all of them married, educated, and everything. Right. So he had opened up a small shop in the village, Pulaha.
Okay.
And which is where we grew up for the first half of our lives. And from there he moved to Mandideep, where he opened up a bigger shop and kirana store.
Grocery.
Yes, a grocery store. And then from there he bought a small bus after 5 or 6 years, and then from one bus he made that into 5 buses, and then he sold all the buses, and then he worked for government projects where he took government school projects where he would construct schools for government, right? And then now he does different kinds of stuff. Like my brother and they work together. So my brother is into real estate, and even though I started my business first, so but now my brother is also doing equally well. So he does real estate in Bhopal. He has a couple of properties, and now he has just started a hotel, and he is opening up a fun park, kind of a large park, theme park.
He's older than you?
No, he's younger than me. But he's been doing this for longer than me. Like he has struggled more than me.
So basically what I could make out is the energy that you have to be an entrepreneur comes from your dad. Because
my mom also runs a sari shop.
Oh wow.
Yeah. After, like in our family everybody works. Even my brother and brother's wife, she used to have like a small beauty parlor. Now she's helping my brother with his hotels and everything.
Okay.
So in our family everybody works.
Okay. Tell us a little about your wife, what she has done, and whether she's currently working or she's supporting you.
Yeah, my wife has done her MBA from Bangalore, and she got we got pregnant after 1 year of her marriage, right? So she never got a time to pursue
something,
a job or something, and she has different kinds of interests, but we're in the middle of figuring out what exactly is that she likes. And then she has different ideas, but she definitely wants to get into fitness.
Okay.
She's also passionate about fitness, so we both work out.
Quite fit.
Yeah, she's very fit.
Yeah.
And so like me, she's also passionate about like going to the gym every single day. So that's where we are kind of thinking, but she's taking her own time. And now Rachel has also grown up. Before it was a very difficult task because Rachel was there, and even now she wakes up at 7 in the morning, helps Rachel get ready for school. So it's difficult.
Right.
Right now we are at a place where there's no rush, and so even if she starts something, she'll probably do something in health and fitness, I guess.
Right. So what exactly clicked between you two guys on Facebook? What is the love story that you have? Can you share it on screen for us?
It's nothing. So at the time I was like, the people around me, my family, everybody is forcing me to get married because I was like, I think at that time I was like about 26, and back home you have this patrika. वहाँ पे that
Janam Patri.
Not Janam Patri. हम लोग का we have this magazine, intercaste magazine, जिसमें आपका फोटो निकल जाता है कि this guy, these girls are single.
Eligible bachelors,
right?
Okay.
So वहाँ पे वो फोटो छप जाती है. उसके बाद में ना वहाँ पे रिश्ते आने शुरू हो जाते हैं.
अच्छा. And
I was not accustomed to the idea of seeing somebody and then I didn't like. Well, I actually did that. I went and met a couple of girls. Totally different, very different characters, but it was so bad to meet them and then telling my parents that I don't think we'll click. It was a horrifying experience. I don't know how people can go through the series of rejections and everything.
Right.
But I just personally could not do that, and I was like, before I forcibly get married to somebody, I might let me find somebody better. Right? And better or worse, I don't know, but at the time the idea was I have to find somebody. I can't keep doing this. This is just horrible.
Right.
Like I do not buy into the idea of arranged marriage. The whole arranged marriage thing, it's just too much for me. I know like there are people out there who find arranged marriage to be very convenient, but personally for me, going to meet somebody and then telling them sorry, will not click, I don't know what they go through after facing such kind of rejections, because they're all amazing. And so I wanted to figure it out for myself, and I think I was at the time, I was chatting to different people on Facebook, different girls. I mean, I was single, right? And I reached out to Akriti because she was also from the same caste, Chowk City, and figured that it would not be a big of a problem if I marry a girl who's from my caste, because in our families, and they're very strict about you have to marry the girl from the same caste and everything. So with permission from my family, okay, there's this girl who's from our caste and I kind of like her. She is good looking, she's MBA educated, and I really she's nice. I think the thing I liked about Akriti is she is very very simple person. She is very simple,
very grounded.
And grounded as in she does not have complicated thoughts. She's very simple. If somebody wants to eat, they'll say, hey, I want to eat, I'm hungry. She's like that. She's not no, you figure out if I want to eat or not. She's not that kind of person, which a lot of girls are. A lot of girls do not know what they want. Akriti knows exactly what she wants, and she's.
So you have experienced this in the past about other girls?
No, I've heard from a lot of people, but yes, I first-hand experience too. But yeah, I think Akriti is very very simple. She's not a complicated person. She's like an open book. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing such details about your family, JC. Moving back, tell us how exactly your application works. I mean, in simplified terms.
Just go download the FITTR app if you need any kind of help. Ask questions in the FITTR community. You can generate your free dieting training plans. And if at any point of time, you feel like you need an added push, you need personal touch, motivation, because if you've been there, done that, you kind of know that there's no chance of unnecessarily getting into errors, right? So a coach comes in and he kind of pushes you in the right direction without any chance of you figuring out stuff for yourself. So you enroll with a coach and then they help you get results. That's it.
So do you get threatened by the competition that you have currently?
No, I'm good friends with
everyone.
With not everybody, but Tushar is a great guy. He's a really good guy. Tushar Vashisht. Yeah. He's the founder of healthapp. Yeah, we've met a couple of times, exchanged. See, at a very low level, people are like that. Once you grow in life, you realize that people are not as bad as it's perceived to be. People are actually nice, because they've worked their way very, very hard. So they don't have these animosity towards other people who have worked hard. We are probably the only people who understand what we went through. Other people will not understand. So
no, but that's just Healthify Me, JC.
Even Mukesh Bansal, he's a great guy.
There are a lot of different applications these days, and I was browsing and I could take out some name like CureFit, Fitello.
And CureFit, like I said, Mukesh Bansal, he's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. I am constantly in touch with people from CultFit. Constantly, not constantly, but we have good terms. I talked to Rahul, who's managing Cult. There is in a very senior position. So we keep talking about how the business is, how the seasonality thing is affecting. Right. And so it's the threats is not even no. People don't threat. It's just a good competition, and I think all of us in the fitness fraternity agree that our real competition is not each other. Our real competition is basically the lack of awareness. Right. Our real competition is basically food delivery apps. Our real competition is Netflix. Because there's so many people in India that need to get fit. Right. And we are probably not enough. We need probably more dozen companies, to make it even more affordable. Make it. See, I'm excited. We are actually extremely happy that Cult exists in the market, because then it proves or validates that there's a need for online fitness players. Right. Same thing with Healthify Me. Because when we were first in the market, it was very difficult to convince investors that there's a TAM for this kind of a business, or a PMF can be built around this kind of an online coaching business. Healthify Me came, And it was like, hey, now you have 2 players. And now, let's say, FITTR, you're saying, now you have 3 players. We'll have hundreds of players. It's good. It's just validating the hypothesis that yes, there's a need for this product in the market. It's actually a good thing, not a bad thing.
So talking about CultFit, JC, they have diversified their business in different categories. So do you also foresee going that direction wherein you're opening your gyms? They're also selling gym merchandise. So I think there are a lot of stuff that they're doing currently.
Yeah. See, Cult के साथ में, I think this Cult is a very large business, and I don't think they are a very service-specific business, which means that they are not addressing a specific problem for the consumer. They are more of a massive product, which means that they have a gym, everybody can walk in, work out, get fit, right? But when I don't think they are solving a specific problem for a specific user, which is what we do. We are extremely niche. When you come to us with a specific problem, कि आप diabetes, hey, I'm obese, we can solve that problem for you in a result-oriented manner. If you don't solve that problem for you, get your money back. That's a huge difference. So our customer base is never going to be as big as CultFit, but our price point is slightly more premium because people come to us when they have tried and tested everything and they know that FITTR में तो result मिल जाएगा. And so that's the difference. And yeah.
So you're saying that if a person is obese and they're coming to you, how do you ensure, what sort of plans do you offer, and how do you ensure that they're really meeting the targets that they set for themselves?
See, that's where the personalized coaching comes into play. Coaches are smart enough, and you know that most of our coaches, they are not like gym trainers or bros. They are basically people from good backgrounds. We also have people who are doctors. We have engineers. We have like IT professionals who left their jobs to pursue this. So we have very, very talented and smart people who are passionate about fitness. And these people have very good underlying understanding of how the whole fitness equation happens, right? If I'm not able to inspire, if I'm not able to convince you to stick to your plan, I'm a bad coach. So the technical know-how, the plan side of thing is always going to be secondary. The first thing is, am I a good enough coach to convince you to stick to it long time?
Right.
So that behavioral aspect that comes through personalized coaching, and that's why we groom our coaches in a certain manner.
I think that was the feature I was looking for, and I wanted to check that how FITTR is different than all the other apps.
Yeah, every single coach is verified, and nowadays I take personal interviews myself.
Okay.
Yes. So in between we hired some coaches, but we figured that there was a flaw in the way we were hiring our coaches, and so we've let go of some of the coaches, and now we are back to me. I'm personally overlooking the hiring of coaches to ensure that the coaches are extremely high quality, because when people come to FITTR, they come with a certain mindset. They understand that hey, FITTR में आए हैं तो results तो मिलेंगे, and the results have to be there.